She Geeked On here. Welcome to my first ever beauty video. You guys probably know I'm not into makeup. I'm not into all that kind of stuff. However, I figured if I'm gonna dye my hair, maybe I'll stick that on video. Someone might like it. Someone might pick up some tips. Someone might realize they don't want to ever do this themselves. You see, I get bored with my hair color. And for the most part, it's dye out of a box for me. I think I may have gotten it dyed at a salon maybe twice. I know once for sure. Like that's how long ago and how much I've had it done. I don't even remember. It's always been out of a box since I was a teenager. And the past few years, it's also been bleach and dye, some extreme colors. So that's what I'm doing here. I figure out of a box is kind of easy. Maybe not everyone knows the process it takes to actually get like a purple or whatever. So I'm starting out with relatively natural color. I've got about an inch worth of roots at this point with some gray. I'm in my 40s, I'm gonna have gray. I don't dye my hair to cover the gray. Like I said, I just get bored with the color. So since I'm still home for a bit more because of the pandemic and all that kind of stuff, I don't have to worry about dress codes or bothering people in the office or something. Why not? And given the time of year, it is the holiday season, let's get festive and make some colors. Here's what I'm going to be using. I went all Manic Panic. I've used them before, so they're kind of a trusted brand. But I have the hair lightener, electric amethyst, and electric lizard. Yeah, I'm doing two colors. When I've done this kind of dyeing in the past, it's always been one color, so this will be a first for me. And it could be a big mistake, and there could be a lot of, problems along the way. I guess we'll see, and you'll get to see it as well. Once you open the box of the bleach, this is what you get in it. This is the bleach powder and the cream developer. These are the two most important parts because that's basically what you're mixing together to create the bleach to go on your hair. You also get a little bitty brush, which is good for both mixing and putting on your hair. Little tub, little plastic tub, pair of gloves. I would recommend having various and sundry clips to put in to control your hair along the way. And of course, a comb or two to kind of be able to divide your hair into chunks, and it'll be a little easier to put the bleach on. Dump the bleach into the bowl. Be careful at this point. The bleach is really fine and inhaling it can cause issues. So be really careful not to have overspill or let it like puff up and everything like that, because you don't want to breathe this stuff in. We're going to add the liquid developer a bit at a time until we get the paste that we want. This is essentially the consistency you're looking for. This is the full package of powder and almost the full bottle. You want it kind of, I guess you say like frosting. Not frosting that's been in the fridge, but frosting fresh out of the can. Or if you make frosting from scratch. Or like really stiff whipped egg whites, if you're into the meringue analogy. That's what you're looking for. So the next step is putting it on your hair. There's really not much to it. You basically just take the globby brush and start putting it on. All the way from not quite the roots to the tips. However you want to do it. So I'll continue doing this. I'll show you the full coverage when it's available. So there we go. Bleach is on. I didn't show you, but I ended up doing it in layers. I basically took chunks of hair up and brushed the bleach on below, then put it down, then took another chunk of hair up, brushed the bleach. Because especially if you have longer hair, you kind of have to do it in layers, and you may need more than one pack. The small pack, the regular size pack is fine for short to medium hair. If you have longer hair and thicker hair especially, or really dark hair, you may need a couple of packs. So this is it for now. This really light section, I kind of did a second round because this was the root growth and, you know, natural hair that hadn't been dyed. All of this back here had been dyed before, and that had grown out, and that just, boom, happened really fast. So you might want to consider that, not do the roots first. I have a habit of doing that though, but I don't mind if the roots get lighter than the rest, and then when I put the funky color on, that's brighter than the rest. I don't mind that actually. So anyway, we'll see what happens once my 20 to 30 minutes is up and I rinse this stuff out. It has been 30 minutes, just so you know. It doesn't change a lot, okay? Once you rinse it out, then you notice the change. When rinsing out the bleach, rinse it out with water, then shampoo it. It gets the little bleach particles out. If you're not going to color it the same day, condition it. Your hair is going to feel like straw. If you've never bleached before, you have no idea how your hair is going to end up feeling. Seriously, straw. So you're going to want to condition it, and then you'll have to wash it again before you actually color it. But that's where we are for now. So I'm going to rinse this out and let it dry a little bit, and then I'll show you how it looks. Here we go. After rinsing out, I put a conditioner on it so I can actually run my fingers through my hair. But as you can see underneath, it's pretty well bleached as well. So I'm good with that. I'm actually fine with it not being like, I didn't want it white out kind of bleach. I'm fine with it being like this, and then it'll actually make the colors I put on top darker, and they'll be kind of like streaked kind of thing so that it looks a little more natural, although they're unnatural colors. But that's the next stage. My hair's gonna dry, and because I conditioned it, I'm gonna wash it before I put the color on, and that's gonna be actually tomorrow because I wanna give my hair a day to rest. It's been abused. Back again. Here's what my hair looks like dry. Fairly light, very light. It's actually got a bit of pink in it because of the red that I've colored it before, but the roots are good. There's no real dark spots, so I'm okay with that. And now I'm about to start dyeing it. As I mentioned, Manic Panic Electric Amethyst and Electric Lizard. If you'll notice, I have a bit of a splash zone going on. It's a white countertop. I do not want to stain it. So I've got that. I've got my gloves, got my brush, and I've got hair clips. This is how I've decided to do my two different colors. I've put hair on top of my head in a separate bundle that's going to be one color, and the rest is going to be the other color. So I'm going to start. I'll show you progress and we'll see how it works. So here we go. The purple is on. Well, you can see that. But yeah, so the purple's on, and I have rinsed off the gloves. They look purple because they're dyed now, but I'm going to use the same gloves for the green and the same brush, which I've rinsed out, and I'm going to do that, pop a green on the top. So there you go. It's all done. Well, the dyeing part's all done. Now we wait. It's about a half hour. You can put a plastic cap on if you want. You can heat it if you want. You don't need to. This Manic Panic is not the sort of thing that requires that. But wearing the gloves, not a spot of dye on my hands. That's the important part. So I'll be back to show what happens after I rinse it out and give it a bit of a dry. Here we go. This is after rinse and towel dry. The green is a lot more fluorescent than I was actually expecting, but the streakiness turns up really well against the darker color. The purple actually isn't as bold as I wanted, but I'm okay with it. And you know, I got some good ends on it. So we'll see once it's all dry and I just toss it back and see what it looks like, but I'm pretty okay with it. I think it looks pretty good. And hey, festive season and all. And here's my dyed hair, dried. You can see purple under, green on top. Green turned out nice and vibrant. I honestly wasn't expecting it to be that neon, but I'm good with it. The purple is not as deep and dark as I was hoping. I've used other brands before that were a little better in that way, but it still comes through, and I've got purple ends and stuff, so it works for me. It'll last a while, a few washes, a few weeks, whatever. So yeah, that's me for now. Looking this way for the holidays. I hope you're doing well. Bye for now.